Let me know if the mic's okay before I continue. Because if it's not, then I'm not gonna. It's okay. Perfect. Mic is okay. 2 streams in one day, boy. You guys got 2 streams in one day. G's heads down. Alts will drop 50%. I hope alts drop 50%. Yeah, I think so. You know, I think they've hijacked. Mic is okay. Yeah, perfect. Okay, let's go over what I was saying in the previous stream. But Hugh, I was just talking for like a good 10 minutes. And then I look down and I just see Mike shit. And I was like, fuck sakes, not this again. I don't know why it keeps happening. I think it's because my chair goes over the wire and probably the wire gets fucked up sometimes. I need to look after the mic. But I think what I'll do is I'll order a better mic than this one. This one's a bit terrible. It probably sounded like an airplane or something. Anyways, let's go over what I was saying initially. Now, we've had some very important economic data. Number one, non-farm payroll, which was previous, if you look at it, 160K pretty much. Now it's shot up to 254K. Now, what happens is, leading up to the election, whoever's in charge tends to manipulate the data, and then they go on to revise whatever they said. So, I think for the past year, they've revised approximately 800 million jobs, where they've said non-farm payroll is this much, that much, and then ultimately, a month later, a couple of weeks later, they revised the data, and now, it's gone back down to 150, 160. So because we are in an election year, election is literally next month, what tends to happen is leading up to the election, in order to make it seem like everything is going pitch perfect, nothing's wrong with the economy, even though there's a lot of issues with the economy currently, they do manipulate the data. That's why unemployment came in 4.1%, which realistically, I don't think anyone would have believed. Even I didn't believe it. I was expecting 4.2%. That's what I was expecting, to come in as expected. But it came in 4.1%, and the market never really rallied as aggressively as most people was expecting. Now the unemployment has come down. One of the reasons is because of the war that's currently happening in the Middle East. Now, for those of you that don't understand the consequences of the war, you have to think this war could lead to an economic crash. Why? Because you have a side, Iran, who controls more or less more they can kind of hit all of Middle East, and Israel is trying to destroy their nuclear power plants and the oil facilities. And if that happens, Iran said, if they hit our nuclear facilities and our oil facilities, not a single drop of oil will leave the Middle East. And they can do this because they've got the missile technology to do so. There won't be a single ship, container, anything leaving the Middle East with oil. They can destroy all of, America's oil facilities in Iraq, Syria, etc. So it will cause an economic crisis. Most people probably go long on oil. You can make good money on that because the oil prices will go crazy. And then, what that will cause an economic crisis. I think that's the biggest concern currently. The biggest headwind right now is the war, because if Israel responds, Iran will do the same thing, and it's just going to be back and forth to the point where something could escalate and it could get a lot worse. That's what I think could happen. And then we got the Japan carry trade. These are the type of headwinds that we have to go past in order to have a sufficient bull run. Unemployment right now is looking good, but then next month, if it starts going back up again, then it could become a problem again. Now, if you look at the Fed CME, before, I think this was quite different. So it was, I think half of the market was expecting a 50 basis point rate cut, but now most of the market is expecting only a 25 basis point rate cut. Why? Because the Fed said if unemployment comes in good, then there's no reason for us to cut 50 basis points. However, if it comes in bad, then they'll probably cut 50 basis points. Now, the more they cut, the better it is for risk assets. Why? Because there's easier to borrow money. If they got 25, because the Fed said they're going to cut 50, but then they will probably do 25 in November and 25 in December, which realistically isn't enough to have a massive alt season that most people was predicting. Hence why the move hasn't been that aggressive. Now, it's not only because of that, it's obviously the weekend. Next week we'll probably see the move whether we go up or down. Now you have to think, why isn't Bitcoin moving aggressively? Why? Because the dollar bounced. If the US economy is doing well, people are more likely to hold the dollar. This is why the dollar had a very explosive move. If you look at the 10-year, the 2-year bond, they've had a massive bounce as well. The back end, the 10-year, has had a big rally. And whenever the economy is doing well, this tends to rally till the end of the year. And what that means for risk assets is that they're most likely going to go down because people would, take money off them and then put it back to the dollar. So we'll have to see how these perform. That's all it is. So this is why the 50 basis point rate cut initially isn't good for the markets, because it could lead to other issues that the Fed could not predict. For example, this going up. And net liquidity as well, global net liquidity is also coming down. And it's very correlated to altcoins. I can't show up the chart here, but if you look at, altcoins and you look at net liquidity, they're very, very closely correlated. And that is starting to go down. Why? Because governments around the world, most governments, are still taking stuff off their balance sheet. This is why this continues to go down. This is the US government taking assets off their balance sheet, which brings down net liquidity. Now, obviously, there's difference between the net liquidity and M2 money supply. The M2 money supply always goes up. Well, it's come down recently, but it tends to go up. Why? Because of war, because of other stuff they're just forced to print. China's printing to boost their economy. They're giving us stimmy checks. But then their stocks are unreliable. Most people in China now, I think there's approximately 30 trillion sitting in the savings of the Chinese people. Now, this could flow into crypto. It could flow into other risk assets. But at the moment, those guys are just keeping in their savings. Why? Because the Chinese stock market is not reliable. Their stocks can go down anytime, pretty much. The retail market, well, not retail, but housing market is pretty fucked up as well. People don't trust that either. So what people are doing there is just keeping in their savings. They don't want to spend because they don't trust anything. They don't trust the houses, the real estate market, and they don't trust the stocks. So then eventually they'll have to put that money somewhere, and it could flow into crypto at some point. That's what I wanted to show you guys. The reason we haven't had an explosive pump is because the dollar has shot up, all the bonds went parabolic, and now the Fed, everyone's expecting a 25 basis rate cut. There's still a small percentage expecting a no rate cut, but I don't think I think they're still going to cut rates because the Fed's fund rate is quite high, at 5.something%, or 5% right now. So for them to not cut, I think it will be a bit. It could lead to problems down the line. So they're probably going to go to quantitative easing soon, but QE has not arrived at the moment. Hence why I still think Bitcoin dominance will go to around 60%. Now that could happen on a Bitcoin pump, or it could happen on a Bitcoin dump. We don't know which one is going to be. So this is why it's difficult to be in this situation, because right now Bitcoin is still following this consistent trend of rallying for a couple of weeks, dumping, rallying for a couple of weeks, dumping. And I did tell you guys, after the first rate cut, we rallied 2 weeks and then we dump. Now, if you look back at 2019, a prime example of this is 2019, because we don't know, this was the first rate cut over here. So we had the first rate cut in July. We rallied for 2 weeks and then dumped. But you have to keep in mind, we had a dump, but then we had 2 other red candles. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if we get in the next 2 weeks 2 more red candles, then we could be over here, and then we could consolidate to the end of the year. When we have a sufficient amount of rate cuts, then we could rally up, or we could be over here. We don't know which one is going to be, because by this time we've had 3 rate cuts already, and we broke this higher low trend. But then if you look at it in terms of month wise, from the first rate cut to here, we should have already broken through this week. That's why, it's hard to dictate whether we're over here at the first rate cut, we've had this green candle, or we're over here where we've rallied for 2 weeks, had this low dump, and we eventually will break through this higher low trend. I don't know which one is going to be at the moment. We'll have to find out in the next couple of weeks, because, the way I look at it is you have to have a sufficient amount of rate cuts in order to break, a trend that's happening for the past 6 months. That's why it's hard to say if we're over here. In 2019, we had 2 green candles on the first rate cut, just like we had recently, and then we had a red candle. Now we have to see, if the next 2 weeks is going to be red or green. Because if it's green, what will happen is we'll most likely, break this higher intro, and we'll probably go up to a new all-time high. If it's red, then will just consolidate, be choppy till the end of the year. This is why, it's quite difficult to predict which way the market is going to go. That's why I saved some USDT. Why? Because not only there's going to be better projects, there's always new projects launching, so you can keep your money for new projects, or you can keep it for, you don't even know what type of stuff could happen by the end of the year. Like I said, a lot of this unemployment data will be revised in the next couple of weeks when the election's over. If Trump wins, or when Trump wins, ideally we want Trump to win, then what do you think the Democrats are going to do? They're going to start bringing out the real data. They're going to start manipulating it, making it even worse. And then people will get scared, and they'll probably sell off assets. And then once the rate cuts are done, and we have a sufficient amount of rate cuts, then the market does well. This is why I say, by the time we got to here, the Fed fund rate was only 2.5%. And if you calculate that, that's a decent amount of rate cuts. If you look at 75 basis points, 2.5, that's a good amount of rate cuts, for us to break this higher low. At the moment, we only had 50. In order to have the same effect as this, we'd need at least 1.5 basis points rate cuts. We've only had 50 at the moment. That's why it's hard to dictate which way the market's, if we're over here or if we're over here. It's impossible to know. We'll only find out in the next couple of weeks. Now, obviously, a lot of this stuff could be manipulated. For example, if Israel decides to attack Iran, then we'll probably have another 2 more red candles for sure in the next couple of weeks. Or if nothing happens and they call a truce, then the market will rally and we'll be over here. And then, unless we get a hard landing sometime in Q4, then the market will just rally, and then we could continue to go up slowly. That's all it is. Now, let's move on from this. Right now, the market is boring because of the weekends. How many rate cuts left? Well, we have one in November, and then we have one in December. You technically, T13, you need approximately 3 rate cuts, just like we have 3 rate cuts over here, to be bullish again. Because after the 3rd rate cut, as money gets easier to access to the general public, retail starts coming in. If you look at social risk today, social risk is at all-time lows, meaning they are not there's no retail in crypto at the moment. It's only the people that stuck around for the past 3 years. Those are the only people left in crypto. Retail is not in crypto. Hence why I say you're not going to get the type of alt season you're wishing for this year until we have a sufficient amount of rate cuts and retail can come back into crypto. Right now, social risk is at all-time lows. That's all it is. Social risk at all-time lows means YouTube views are down, no retail in crypto. People are not interested in crypto at the moment. They'll come back at some point, of course, but you don't want to be, we don't know, like I said, we don't know if we're over here after the first rate cut, because it's looking kind of close to this at the moment. If you look at 2019, first rate cut, 2 green candles, 1 red candle. If you go zoom out and go back over here so far, we've had 2 green candles. This is when the rate cut happened, 16th of July. 16, well, I think it was like 16th of 2 green candles and then 1 red candle. So if the next 2 are red, then what that means is we'll most likely continue this higher low trend till the end of the year, and then possibly after the 3rd rate cut, we will eventually break out of this trend. That's what I'm at the moment. As more data comes out, we will move with the data. It's hard to predict the markets. As I said, no one has a crystal ball. You have to move with the data. That's how it is. Hi G, for somebody who does not have exposure to RWA and gaming, which coins would you suggest to buy? 6K each for gaming and RWA. Okay, so if you have 6K between, or is that 6K each? So 6K for gaming and 6K for RWA. Well, my friend, the best thing to do is grab a safety net in RWA, grab a safety net in gaming, and then grab potentially, I like to have minimum 2K in each project. So if you have 2K in each project, you can make more money than spreading thin 500, 600, 300 across multiple projects. You're not going to make serious money like that. You'd rather get the best projects and try to allocate more money in those projects. So because you got 6K in each, just go 2, 2, 2. So have 3 RWA projects and 3 gaming projects. Now for RWA, I suggest Relio. Relio long term can do very well. I wouldn't be surprised if you see Relio at $20, $30 in the bull run. And you got Naka, very good project as well long term. This is a good safety net. This will do a clean 20x for you. And a clean 20x, it's not going to give you the 50x's, the 100x's, but it'll give you a nice 15 to 25x. That's what I think. Relio could easily do a 20, 30x as well. That would put in around $2-3 billion in market cap, just a bit under. I think, with this being 100% in circulation, this has very good vesting as well. Now, both of these can do very well. If you're looking for a DJing project, the one that I like is Munity. I think Crown will do well. And if Crown does well, people are going to look for alternative low cap versions of Crown. And I think Munity is the best one out of all of them. Second best one. That's why it will do well. Behind Crown, Munity is the best horse racing game by far. So, this is why you have to look at narratives. And Alex Becker showed Crown recently. Is going to continue to show Crown. And if Crown does really well, what people tend to do is look for alternative versions of that project. For example, when Casper did parabolic gains, people were looking for alternative versions of Casper, other block DAGs. This is where Taraxa done really well. And that's why I traded Taraxa. I bought it, got rid of it, made good gains. And the same thing would happen with Munity and Crown. And then, if you look at other not gaming, but if you look at other RWA projects, go watch my RWA tier list. I put 4 or 5 very good RWA projects, in the 30 to 50x category. I put in the 30x, but some of them could go on to do 50x. OORT makes 12 million a year. Well, first of all, you can go check it on by their buyback. So what they tend to do is, hold on. Let me get a drink in. Yeah, so if you go on OORT, this is how you normally find out, my friend. You go on to Twitter, do the calculation. Obviously, you can do the calculations. So they bought back approximately, 4.6 million OORT tokens worth 620K. This is in Q3. They're going to do this again in Q4. And obviously, they've shown proof of this as well. So they've got I think they've done, I don't know where it is, but they posted it a few days ago. Over here, you can check on the mainnet where they've done that. So everything's on the mainnet. So what they do is every single quarter, they spend 30% of the earnings, which is 620K every quarter. That's 30% of what they earn every quarter. And then you calculate that by 4, and that's how you get how much money they earn. So this is how much they bought, and obviously and then they buy this much, and then they burn it. And obviously all of this is on the on their mainnet, so you can go look at it yourself. This is how you find out how much money they earn annually. Q2, this was 600K, now it's 620. But this will only, the amount they earn will only increase, meaning the amount the amount they buy back and burn will only increase as well. They're dropping their new product very soon, and the OORT data hub. Once that comes out, and you can, they'll have more and more customers, and the more customers they have, the more money they earn, the more buybacks they do, and the more burns they do. That's how it is. That's how you check it out, my friend. You look at the 30% of the earnings every quarter. You do the maths, and then you find out that's how much they earn, which is approximately 12 million, just a bit more, give or take, 12 million. What do I think about Based AI? A lot of people hype it, but the listing and website looks awful. Yeah, Based AI but the thing is, Based AI is more of a technology play rather than a hype play. The same way Tao looked awful and the website looked awful and it was confusing to understand, but the technology is what mattered. And that's why Tao is performing so well now compared to most other AI projects. So it doesn't realistically only matter about the website and the listings. You know, Tao had terrible listings as well when it first came out. It's all about the technology behind it. People will adopt the technology. And that's why I think Based AI can do very well. Or on a little dip today. Southlex, how you doing, buddy? I'll be looking into, or could you please let me know your current thoughts? I was thinking of dropping like 2K into it, leaving it in there. Good advice, B2B. I think that's a good idea. I wouldn't buy it all at once, buddy. I would buy maybe approximately 50% or 30-40% now, and then buy the rest in November, because there's an unlock in November, which should bring the price down slightly, not too much, maybe 10%, 15% max, and then you can top up there. And after that, it's just everything else is smooth from there. So just maybe wait till November. Back and forth dips, yeah. Appreciate that, Minato. Fizz, how you doing, brother? DJ, how you doing, bro? Pip, how you doing, brother? It's good to see you in here. Richard, good to see you. Miffy, good to see you as well. Can Fala 10x from here? Let's have a look at Fala. Is it Fala? PHA. My trip. Yeah, it is Fala. Well, you have to look at how it's performed currently. So if you look at Fala the last year, from the lows, let's say 10 cents, it went on down to 3.5x. Obviously, I don't think, 10 cents, 3.5x. For this to do a 10x in a bull run, I think it's possible because they have migrated to the AI sector. And I think the GPU AI, I don't look, these projects are not really AI, bro. They were projects from the previous cycle doing Web3 DeFi stuff. And now because the current narrative is AI, they've bridged over to AI, added AI to their ecosystem, or they on their website. They're not really doing anything AI. So the likely chances of this doing a 10x is possible. They've got decent exchanges, not the best. They've got OKX. They got a very good exchange. They got Binance as well. But the thing is, with this type of project, not only are they old, they've just kind of added AI to their website. I don't think they're doing anything specifically AI, and I don't really think people look at this as an AI project. That's the problem. If you look at it when it pumped, let's see, it pumped in March times, in March and April times. Now AI and AI and Deepin went parabolic in January and February. So this doesn't pump with the AI narrative. Do you see what the cause is? A project that doesn't pump with a narrative means that the general public does not look at this project as AI. Why? Because this project is old and they've never been AI. They've only added AI recently to catch the trend. And a lot of projects have been recently doing that. Hence why when AI pumps, they don't pump, because they haven't launched as AI. People don't know them as AI. That's the problem with these type of projects. I would, if you want a 10x, just go for the AGI, AI Tech, Naka, Tectum. These will give you a good 10x, easily 10x. They'll give you more as well. And they're very similar in market cap as well, 82 to 100 million. I'd rather go with Tectum for a safe 10x over this. Why? Because Tectum influencers talk about it. You have to look at, what influencers are talking about. No one's talking about Fala anymore. Very few people are talking about Fala unless they've been paid from the previous cycle and they're on a contract. So I think there's better projects than this, my friend. What happens if they're cut? If it's more, I think that they're cut, the market will go parabolic. Rate cuts are bullish in the right environment. The reason I said the 50 basis point initially is bearish because everything was triggered. Unemployment was going up, the SARM rule indicator was going up. That's why a 50 basis points in that environment is bearish. But then if they cut 50 basis points when the unemployment is doing well and the economy is doing okay, then that's a very bullish thing. It means that risk assets will go up significantly. There's a significant change from the last 2 months in unemployment and stuff compared to now. It's a massive change. I think is obviously manipulated for the elections. Only time will tell. We'll find out in the next week or two, a month, when these data points get revised after the election. Because they've revised, like I said, out of the 1.2, 800 million of that job's been revised, and they've said that it never existed. I'm at a bag of October locked, staking, unlocked. I'm down so much. My loss converted into Sensay. And last week, and I have 2 million Sensay. That's perfect. Octavia is a good project fundamentally, but the vesting is very harsh. And I don't really like this project in general. Why? Because it's part of the AGIX ecosystem. I'm pretty sure it is, unless I'm tripping. But this can be worth a trade. I think it will run at some point, but generally I tend to stay away from projects that is the use case is the bare minimum. These pump, because obviously this launched near the AI pump and it had a decent pump, but this is like a trade rather than a long-term hold. I think this is part of the AGIX ecosystem. I don't know for sure, but Sensay will outperform this project, by a mile. Yeah, I don't think we're getting a truth either, Solflex. I just had to say it. I had to say it's a possibility. Fed speaking Wednesday on my mistake. There's different people speaking on Wednesday, different type of Feds. You have Powell, you have some of the other ones, but let's have a look if Fed is speaking on Wednesday. Recent. Wednesday. It's Fed William speech. I don't know who the fuck that is. Fed Logan, Fed William. These guys are unimportant. Nobody's. Oh, FOMC minutes is on there as well, yeah. So they will be speaking, of course. They will be speaking. Whereabouts would you buy Sensay? I would DCA Sensay 0.5 and below. That's what I would buy Sensay. Focus on the project that's dipping. Don't buy the projects that's going up. And this it had a massive dump over here and then just recovered, and then now it tends to go down again. But anywhere below, 0.1415 long term is very good for Sensay. It doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things if you buy at 0.01 or 0.12 or 0.13, because when the bull run starts, you're going to make good money regardless. You don't want to miss the entire boat of a project being picky with, like 5-10% pumps. You don't want to miss the entire boat. The best thing to do is just slowly accumulate, because in the grand scheme of things, when the bull run takes off next year, this will outperform a lot of projects and you will be in good profits. That's why I'm not too concerned, little 5-10% differences. You might get slightly bit more tokens, but you don't want to miss the entire boat being picky. Am I still bullish on Munity? Of course I am. I've made it very clear that Munity should be like 1% of your portfolio. And these guys are still working. I don't look at price action because, like I said, these are micro caps. This is a micro cap, probably like 200-300K in market cap. You shouldn't hold a large percentage of your portfolio on this project. All you have to look in these type of projects is, are they still working? Are they still developing? Are they still forming new partnerships? And that's what Munity is doing. Munity is still working. Their new game drops very soon. This is what they basically giving away horses for the new game. Once their new game drops, which is built on Beam, I think it will do very well. They're constantly working. They're forming new partnerships. I think they're doing very well with wherever these companies are. I don't know what they are, but that's the only thing that matters for me is the team working? Are they developing? Are they building? That's the only thing everyone should be looking for, in my opinion. Honest opinion, swap my POW AI into AI coin. I do own AI coin. Look, POW AI is decent. The problem with it is it's already ran a good amount. people are utilizing the AI agents. The market cap is very high. They don't have the best exchange listings. They've got Gate, Mexi, HTX, which is full of bots. That's about it. Bing X, Bitmart, they don't really count. AI tech is likely to get a tier one listing because they're heavily backed, whereas Power AI is very unlikely to get a tier one listing because they're probably broke. The team's not doxed. I personally would feel safer putting my money in AI tech, which is probably like 3 times lower than market cap than this, than putting Power AI, which doesn't even have a docs team, and they don't really have the funding for tier one listings. That's why I put my money in AI tech over the other ones. Inch props not in the gems list. Inch props. What happened to Injective? Did he get disappeared? Injective and prop base as well. Prop base is pretty good. So you could buy really old prop base and then just watch my RWA video. Ben, how you doing, brother? Is it possible to have multiple narratives run in the bull run? That's what happens. Crypto, it works in narratives, my friend. You'll have a section of the bull run where AI is pumping. You'll have a section of the bull run where RWA is pumping, and then you'll have a section of the bull run where game is pumping, and some of the other little narratives like entertainment, proof of work, some layer ones, layer twos, etc. All of them will pump at some point. BRC-20. It all matters. The most important thing is for you to do is position yourself in every narrative, because you don't know which one is going to pump first. That's why we diversify our portfolio, and then whichever narrative pumps first, you can start moving narrative to narrative. That's how I do it, at least. How does a burn work? You can't delete tokens off the contract, right? Never understood it. Well, the way that I don't really know the how exactly it works, but the way it works is obviously they buy these tokens and they just get rid of it. I don't know how they burn it. I think they put it in a different wallet where it's basically out of the fully diluted. I think that's how they do it. I'm not too sure. I'll have to look. I've never really understood how burns work specifically, but obviously the less tokens there is, the better it is. The way that they do it is they put it into a random wallet where it never gets touched. I think that's how they do it. I'm not too sure, to be honest. I actually don't know how burns work, to be honest. As bad as it is, I actually don't know. If you calculate it back to your 8, not 12, since 30%, 3.3. No, they have other incomes as well, my friend. It's not just that specifically. They have outside other incomes. So that's just from the crypto side. For example, the data hub and the storage, but they earn other outside of crypto as well. Because you gotta understand, they're like a legit company outside of crypto. But it's 12 million. I think they get a decent amount from IBM as well, from what I remember. That's just for the crypto projects. Let me see, where did I read it? On the next stream, G-Man, I'll find out for you, my friend. That's what I'm thinking. They probably send them to another wallet and it's permanently locked. That's what I would think. That's what he meant, burn. Because when people say they burn a meme coin token, what they do is they put most of the supply in a wallet that's locked and no one can touch it. That's what they mean when they burn. So I would assume it's probably the same thing for OORT as well. I don't really like Search, my friend. Search is terrible. I would pick OTK. Punk. Well, if you're talking about safety, obviously you want to go for Jupiter, but I would never class a meme coin as safe. I would class Jupiter as safe because it's a DEX and people will always utilize it. OTK is reasonably safe, but if you put in large amounts of money, you probably put in Jupiter if you want something really safe. If you want something kind of safe but risky, then go on OTK. Punky, I would never class a meme coin as safe ever. You can't class a meme coin as safe. Unless it's CTO, then you could say, it can still be saved. But the thing is, we don't know if they're truly CTO. That's the thing. A lot of these people snap the contract and they end up having multiple wallets, holding large amounts of the supply. That's not, in the contract. So I would never class as Punky as any meme coin safe. Like I said, it depends if the dev cheated instantly. Because if they hasn't, and the guy who made the token still has it, he probably has a large chunk of the supply in a hidden wallet. That's why I don't really class it as safe. Any meme coin. New Rolls. Let's have a look at New Rolls. I think that's the gaming project that Finger was shilling, wasn't it? Oh, New Rolls. No, I don't really like this project. Shockwaves you're talking about. I don't really like it. It's good for a trade, but these type of projects just tend to die. Have a little pump in the game enough, run takes off, and then that's it. I wouldn't buy any of these shits, bro. Search is complete shit. I would never buy shit. Search project that's been hacked. The thing about these type of projects is you have to think something that people are willing to put their retirement money in gets hacked. No one's going to utilize it. These guys are scammy. They've been rugged over here. They call it a rug, but I never say it's rugged. Very few tokens actually get rugged. They just, one of the devs that they paid, and they can't force a dev to stay. They give them tokens, and then whenever he finds a better project to go to, he'll just G all his tokens and move on. That's what they do. That's what devs do. That's why you have to be, very careful not to give too much tokens to devs. The same thing happened to Lit Labs. One of the team members disagreed with the Alexa, and said, let's focus on Lit Labs. And then look what happened. He cheated all his tokens. He got fired, but he still had his tokens because he was a dev. And he just kept dumping every single time he gets the tokens. And eventually the token dies out. That's why, I don't like projects that get hacked. Because it's never a hack. It's just one of the devs leaving. Marathon, good to see you, buddy. Next carrot unlock on the 19th. Yeah, it will be on the 19th of this month. It will bring the market cap slightly higher, but it is going to be a very good. I think carrot will still do well. It's a good 20x token. I think IO is going to grab $1.5 might do 20x. What's IO's price today? It hasn't really pumped too much recently. But IO on it is strong token in my opinion. 144. Yeah, it hasn't pumped too much. The problem with this is just look at the dilution, but the dilution is too heavy. It's almost a 10x dilution. I don't know how the vesting is. It's not the best, but I think it's like 3x dilution. But even then, you have to 3x this. It's like almost 500 million. So you have to gain, do your gains off that. You can't do your gains off the current market cap because you have to consider dilution as well. Chris, buddy, how you doing? Smash the like, folks. Let's get to 100 likes today, boys. Let's get to 100 likes, and I'll stream tomorrow as well. I'll stream tomorrow. Tomorrow's Sunday as well. It's a good day to stream. Int X. Let's have a look at this, buddy. Appreciate the two euros, Chris, my friend. It's good to see you in here for sure. What is this? Intel X. It looks promising. Let's have a look. It looks like a brand new project that just launched. Bring on-chain interaction to X. Oh, this project. I don't like this, bro. I don't like projects like this because you have to think there was multiple projects very similar to this already launched, my friend. So this is not that one, it's not a unique project where this is the only one that is, happened. There's multiple different ones where they've said they're going to integrate crypto into X, but you have to think the only way this type of project can work is if X, adopts crypto, which they haven't done already. If this was something for like PayPal, where PayPal was utilizing them, then it would be different. But then there's one for WhatsApp. There's probably one for Instagram. They're hype factors that could do well short term, but then they'll just die out because realistically, what is the likely chance that Elon Musk is going to integrate crypto into X? At the moment, it's very unlikely. He talks about it, but I don't think he's going to do it anytime soon. That's why unless crypto gets regulated, then, it could happen. But these type of projects are too risky. I would never put my money into this, bro. Like I said, crypto in X has not adopted crypto. So what's the point of this project? And even if it does adopt, what is the likely chance it's going to use this shit? Very unlikely. You can't just out your own way just start making platforms on X without Elon Musk's permission. You can't do that. The same way you can't make one on WhatsApp, you can't do it. So I don't really like these type of projects. They're too risky, and it's very, very, very unlikely it's going to do well. Is even going to get adopted or anything along those lines. Mr. Fantastical, how you doing, brother? Good to see you in here as well. Yeah, that's the best thing to do. Just save some money, aside for crashing, because you don't know when something would happen. No one predicted this Israel Iran attack because they said they were going to do it back in July. They waited and just randomly done it. So this is the time. This is why you have USDT aside, because you don't know what could happen in the next 2 months after the election specifically. We don't know what's going to happen. There'll probably be one more flush out before we go on to do parabolic pump. The reason everyone's so bullish now is because it's Q4, it's a halving year, but then you have to look at the market conditions. Every single time there's been a Q4, we've never had high interest rates. We've never had unemployment going higher. We've never had, other factors, wars, etc. We've never had it. Because all of this stuff is in play, it's very unlikely we'll get the bullish Q4 where Bitcoin randomly goes to 100K. It's not going to happen. I've said this for months now and it hasn't happened yet. Every single time Bitcoin crashes, 5-10% comes down here and it goes up, people start calling for new all-time highs, and then they just get, it hits the trend line, gets rejected. There's the same thing happens, and it keeps happening until, like I said, we have, QE. When QE arrives, risk assets do well, altcoins do well, and none of the stuff has happened yet. Fed is still taking stuff off their balance sheet. So why is people calling for alt season? It doesn't make sense. Alt season happens when the Fed adds to their balance sheet, just like it happened in 2019, 2020. 2019, going into 2020, the Fed started adding to the balance sheet. Yes, we had a pandemic crash, but those are like, stuff that you can't predict. The same way you can't predict wars. Like this candle was a war candle. And if it escalates, it will probably go even lower. If you can't break this higher low structure, what will happen is Bitcoin will probably come down to the low 40s. This is where the higher low structure will end. When we pump, go down, eventually it will end at 40K in the low 40s. That's why I'm saving some USDT. It might not play out, but then USDT is not like, you can use it for other stuff. You can use it to put in trades. Like I said, we're moving narrative to narrative. If you move narrative to narrative, USDT is your best friend, because when gaming is running parabolic, just go buy 4 or 5 gaming projects, start trading them. You got plenty of USDT. You can take more trades. You make money and then do the same thing again. And at the same time, the same thing will happen with other stuff. When AI pumps, you got plenty of AI projects that will go parabolic. November, there's an unlock, my friend. That's why. Burn works the transfer SP. Okay. Yeah, those tokens are different. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Look, BVM is quite risky. And the reason it's risky is because I'm not so bullish on. Well, hold on a second. Yeah. Okay. The reason I don't think BVM can do that well it can perform definitely, but then it all depends on the BRC-20 narrative. And I think the BRC-20 will run again. I think all the narratives will have a pump at some point. And in terms of, I'm just not too bullish on the BRC-20 narrative. But however, because that narrative will pump, it's not too bad to position yourself in that narrative. They will pump, Mubi will pump, BVM will pump, Minlayer will have a little pump. Some of the other ones will pump as well. They will all pump, obviously, because when the narrative takes off, all of them pump. That's how it works. It doesn't mean that these are good projects. It doesn't mean that. I think BVM out of the bunch is the best because they are still working, and now I think they're starting to integrate AI. I haven't really been following it too much, but the best narratives I think is AI, DeepIn, gaming, and RWA. Those are the narratives where you should put most of your money, like entertainment and some of these other narratives. Just put low amounts in there. But these guys are still working. They're building AI on Bitcoin now. ZK rollups on Bitcoin. They're doing quite a lot of work. The only thing is the team's not fully doxed, hence why people are a little bit skeptical on it. But so far, it hasn't rugged. There's a bunch of projects building on them, but the only thing people don't like is those projects that build on them tend not to do well, or they the people that build on them, as soon as it does well, people pull the liquidity. Or there's a few hacks on the projects that's built on them, but that's not BVM's responsibility. BVM's responsibility is to build a platform where people can build on Bitcoin. Whichever projects build on their platform, I don't think is their responsibility. They have the platform for people to build on. It's your responsibility as investors to do your research on the project that's built on them. If it rugs, that's your fault. It's not BVM's fault. That's why this project hasn't done that well recently, because of that. There's a few projects launched on them that didn't do well. They're rugged or something. I think someone pulled the liquidity, and then people started blaming BVM. But it's like, if a platform is made, decentralized platform is made for anyone to build on it, how is it that project's fault when that project works? Because it's not the BVM team making those projects, it's random people. Well, obviously, BVM should do more, have a little bit more, I would say, security, just to you can't just let anyone build on them, because then you just get a bunch of scammers coming to pull liquidity, blah, blah, blah. That's the only thing I would say is a bit concerning with BVM. But other than that, it'll do well. Munity, I think Munity can do well because it's on Solana. I think memes will run again, obviously. Memes will be one of the best narratives as well, for sure. It's already proven to do really well. When retail comes in back into crypto gaming, and memes always do well. So, these type of projects should be a small percentage of your portfolio. Qorpo will do well as well. I think Qorpo will do well. But the other problem is Qorpo has a few decent unlocks. I think there's like another 2-3x dilution for Qorpo. It was 10x at the start of the year. I think now it's probably like 3x, maybe 3x. It's not the worst, but it's not the best either. I would put it around 30 million market cap, 32, 33 million market cap from the current market cap at least. But they got very good exchanges. Their website looks good. I think Qorpo can do well. I would buy Qorpo maybe around under 10 cents. Under 10 cents, it will be okay. There you go, Buzz. That's basically very well put together. Big E32, how you doing, brother? Hit the like button. Yes, boys, hit the like. Let's get to 100 likes. I would appreciate that. It does help my channel boost in the algorithms. Oh, we'll unlock November with the macro. Could be the best time to buy. I think so as well. Yeah, I think it will probably be a very good time to buy everything. Nora, how do you think? How are you, Nora? Do you think what? What do I think? Nora, you've you've only wrote half of the question. Where would you put 20k for a safe 20x? There's no such thing as a safe 20x in crypto, my friend. Not if it's safe 20x is. I don't think anything is safe 20x, my friend. You have to think. I think the best likely chance for a project to do really well and give you a 20x is either Tectum or AGI. I think both of those can do a 20x, and I would say they more or less safe, or even Relio. Relio's battle tested. It's been around for 2 cycles now. You could say Relio as well. Out of those 3, they'll give you a safe 20x. I'll be honest, I see OORT 0.78. It's still an ultimate low possible double bottom. I think double bottom will be perfect for OORT. Then a double bottom will clarify this is the lows. That will clarify it. It was in a downtrend, so buying a downtrend isn't really the smartest thing. MK is pretty good. I haven't really followed it. They had a few issues with the CEO. One of the CEOs left, and they had quite a few issues. And since then, people just lost all conviction in this project. But you have to think, the way this has been performing is like a stable coin. And no one really talks about this. And the market cap isn't the best. But look at the exchanges, bro. Big Get, Bitmore. There's terrible exchanges. If they don't get more exchanges, this project is going to be, no one's going to give a fuck about it. I would rather skip it until they get something like Mexi or Gate. It's a good project, fundamentally very good project. They're like a mini Naka. But the problem is, with the current market cap of 12 million, there's so many better gaming projects with this higher market cap. This would be my last option. PlayZap and Archie. Well, PlayZap has always had too many red flags. It had too many red flags. When a project, just keep this in mind, guys, for future references. When a project does promotions in a bear market, starts paying a bunch of influencers in a bear market to pump the token up, that should be your sign to get out of that project. Because then what happens is, like this, projects going down, then randomly massive green candle, another massive candle, because they paid multiple different influencers to show this. And this is why the likes of Archie, the likes of Crypto Gains, and some of these other, scammy YouTubers. Well, no, I don't really call them scammy, but they just don't understand crypto that well. They continuously show this nonstop. Why? Because it's part of the contract. They got paid to do it. You have to think, how can you call a project that's just consistently going down since November, just consistently going down, and how can you still show that? You have to be concerned with this price action at some point. And obviously, a lot of these YouTubers got paid to shill it. So, of course, they're going to, ride on the horse and die with the horse. That's what they do. They have to, because it's part of the contract. They don't have a choice. They got paid probably a good amount of money. And now they don't have, they're going to continue to shill it. Now that it's rugged, they'll tell you, oh, you shouldn't be a big percentage of your portfolio. But then for the last year on their live stream, they've been shilling it nonstop, making videos on it, telling you this is a good gaming project, blah, 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 blah. I spoke to Archie privately. I told him, why would you pick PlayZap over OTK? And he goes, oh, PlayZap's way better. I go to him, no, it's not. OTK is a way better than PlayZap. And they're in the same niche. And look how this turned out now. The guy I don't think he does any research in his projects. I've already checked Mirai, but I don't really like it. It's too degen. You can chuck a few hundred in there and that's it. How you doing, buddy? It's good to see you. Don't defame the legend. Thoughts on Infrax? Oh my god, bro. The fucking mouse stream retards are here, bro. Where's my mods, bro? Start fucking perma-bullying. Oh my god, man. This is why I hate meme coins, bro. I'll never... What the fuck? Yo, I think there's like 1,000 of them. Where the fuck is my mods, bro? Nah, I'm gonna have to start modding more people, bro, because there's no way my mods are this. Bro, what is YouTube doing? How is YouTube allowing bots to come on here and just spam in the comment section? But that's so retarded. Surely there has to be some sort of, there has to be a way for these guys to start banning bots, bro. Because not only are they doing it in in comment sections, they're doing it on live streams now as well. It's ridiculous, bro. YouTube needs to fix up, man. How are these guys able to come on the stream and just start spamming the same shit without getting, that's stupid. Surely, if you look at most people's, especially in the crypto world, everyone has the same shit projects being showed in the comment section. Seems that they're still active, though. Seems they're still active hosting. I think Infrax can do well. I do think it can do well. But follow me on Twitter as well. If you haven't already done so, follow me on Twitter. Yeah, follow me on Twitter. I'm quite active on there. It's in the description as well. But Infrax, let's have a look at the website. I think this is one of those degen projects with no docs team, but it has a decent website. Fucking hell, man. These bots are crazy, bro. How many is there? Me personally, I like to stay away from these type of projects, my friend. Their website is bull. What the hell? VR gaming, content media, graphics rendering. So they got nodes. Is the nodes already out? Release schedule. So they haven't really done it yet, have they? They got 3.5 holders, 4 nodes. Oh, so they have the nodes, pay as you go as well. That's quite unique. I like that. It's not too bad actually. 10 Ethereums per week. That's pretty good liquidity, that is. Team expansion, DApp. Where's the team? They don't even have a docs team. So what expansion are they doing? First lender successful. It's not too bad. I think this is a good trade during the narrative, but in the short term, it's very unlikely to pump. Very unlikely. I think this had a good pump when it first come out, but since we had a very good pump. Damn, $30. For now, I would rather not buy this, but when the narrative takes off, I think it can do very well. Look at these fucking bots, man. What the fuck? I don't really like agent layer. I think that's the one that Qorpo was shitting actually. Nah, bro, what the fuck is this, bro? Actually pissing me off. Are they still here? Oh my god. Thanks for that. For AMG, appreciate the £5, my friend. Thanks for the L5. Alt moons, I'll send you some. Alt moon, Sensay moon, bro. Yo, these guys are nuts. Are they still in the comments? What the fuck? Yo, where's all my mods, bro? Stop banning these pricks. Bro, these bots are outrageous. How much comments are they putting in here, bro? Surely they're tired now, right? Have they stopped? Yo, I need to make like 10 people mods, bro. What the fuck? Boys, mouse joy. I want to go on there. I'm just gonna violate them, bro. Watch. Mouse joy and Eve. Let's join the Telegram. Mouse joy. I want to join the Telegram today. I want to fucking troll them, bro. It's not even a real coin, bro. What the fuck? Dex screener. Let's go on Dex screener, bro. Yo, I've seen my comments, yeah, bro. Mo. Bro, this has 50 million in cap. Fucking pricks, man. Nah, these bots are fucking annoying, man. 50 million fully. Yeah, fuck this guy, man. Whoever this guy is, bro, fuck him. Stupid bastard, bruv. Bro, the bots are finally done. Appreciate the 2 as well. Appreciate that, Chris. Bro, what the fuck are these bots doing, bro? That's actually crazy. That's the second time they've done that now. G Swift is pretty good. I do like G Swift. The only thing with G Swift is the market cap has gone significantly higher than what it was before. Now, that is fundamentally, I think the biggest concern about this project was, the fully diluted. At least they fixed that now. But with 28, 30 million, the likely chance of this doing anything significant now is going to be extremely low. Kujora is a very shit project. Why? Because not only is it on a dead chain, like Polkadot, the likely chances of this doing well is basically almost zero. I would say, this might give you a little bit of returns, but this is more or less, I look at this as a dead project. Why? Because it's on Polkadot. I don't really like anything on the Polkadot ecosystem. Is this Polkadot? Let's have a look. This looks like the gaming project. Maybe I'm mistaking it for the gaming project on Polkadot. Maybe I'm mistaken it. Yes. Empowering decentralized economy for all. Blockchain providing opportunity for everyone. Fintech, Web3. There's too many projects like this, bro. DeFi, yes, the DeFi sustain yield when everyone benefits, participates. Yeah, I would stay away from both of these projects, bro. G Swift is fundamentally good, but the market cap's too high now. It's very unlikely that it will do well. If all goes to 0.7, the token will be done. No, you won't. Why would the token be done? I don't think people care about the chart, bro. Like only like the way I look at it is only like retail minded individuals that don't understand crypto will worry about the chart. You know, you probably be concerned about the chart because the chart's going down. It doesn't mean nothing, bro. Go look at the chart for any project that's launched since March. They all look dead. You know, there's so many good projects that's been launching since it come out and they all look dead. Chart does not mean nothing in a bearish market, my friend. This is a very prime. Look at this chart. This is not a bad project, but look at the chart. It looks dead. This is how most charts behave. Look at AGI before he went on to do 100x or 50x. The chart looked dead. Like, don't look at the chart. Like, people always make this dumb mistake of looking at the chart. That looked dead. Consistently dumping. Does that look like a healthy chart to you? Doesn't look like a healthy chart, does it? But then look what he did afterwards. Like, don't just look at the chart and think, oh, if all goes back down to 7, it's going to be. Why would it be dead? The chart doesn't mean nothing, bro. In a bearish market, the chart does not mean nothing. So why would people be concerned about the chart all of a sudden? It doesn't make sense. You know, when people say that type of stuff, it actually irritates me because not only do you not understand crypto, you know, you only look at price action. Look at Tecton, bro. Tecton was looking the same, had a parabolic pump. And then look at the chart now. Everyone was calling this the rug pull. Tether now is consistently going higher. Everyone all of a sudden wants to buy. The chart does not mean nothing, my friend, in a bearish market. There's so many projects. Find any project that's launched since March, February times, since the start of this year. Show me a chart where it doesn't look like this. You're not gonna find a single project where it's, you know, what is because since March everything's been bearish. It means nothing, bro. When the narrative takes off, all will still do well. Has been creating content fraction of the time, but it already has half the live stream. That's also true as well, you know. I think those guys fall off because people realize over time that they're just retarded and they don't understand nothing. Theory, as the election comes closer, it will be noticeable Trump will win, potentially lead up to a rally to the then dump. It probably will be, but you know, right now I don't think anything is noticeable, bro. No one really knows who's going to win because if you look at the charts, it's just like sometimes Kamala is winning, sometimes Trump is winning, so it is impossible to know. But don't entertain him, bro. I don't think he understands anything, bro. Like, I'm not going to explain to someone why a chart since the market has been most projects are down 70% minimum since March. You know, well, just I'm not even gonna entertain it. That could also be true T13. But then right now, like I said, no one knows who's gonna win. The polls are more or less it flips every other day. Sometimes Trump is winning slightly, sometimes Camilla is winning slightly. What do I think about Porto? I think Porto's decent. I would never buy it though. I'm going to election the pre-sales, but I still get my tokens. But as an investment, I wouldn't buy it. Market cap's too high for Porto. It's good, but you know the gaming hype, $47 million market cap. I tend to stay away. The unlocks are quite heavy for this as well. Troy actually looked into that. It's not too bad. I think he can do okay. The thing is, there's Layer ones will do well. LX1 looks decent. I think I have it on my more research list. Unless it's over here. It did look pretty good. I would potentially buy at some point. Maybe like as a trade though. LX1 it looks like a trade if anything else. It doesn't look like anything else. It's too risky, bro. These type of projects are too risky. This does look pretty good. Website looks clean. Just look at the volume though, bro. It looks dead. It's 2,000 volume. Look at that. Look at that chart. That's a horrible chart. It's on Mexi as well. I think is the team even active. Let's check out. If the team's active, they'll probably do something at some point. AI Tech follows them as well. Surprised. Yeah, they're still working. Look, still working. They're still doing AMAs. It's good to see that is. They have a docs team. It seems. Whoever that is, it looks like they've got a docs team. This could do well at some point. Could do well at some point. I think when the AI narrative takes off, I mean layer one narrative, this could potentially wake up. I don't know what the market cap and stuff is. Viridia. Didn't just have a parabolic pump recently from here? It did, yeah, and that was coming down. There's nothing good about this project, bro, to be honest with you. This one here, VDA. I don't know why it pumps so hard. Decentralized infrastructure for enable of private AI. No, actually, I've never looked into this. Video is open source, layer one deep and secure private data, private confidential compute for secure AI assistance. So it has AI assistance, okay. Trust data. Let's see if there's anyone noticeable here. Game through. I don't know any of these projects, but they're probably doing random VCs. It's not too bad. Not too bad at all. Team's definitely docs, it looks like. Learn. Database. It doesn't even look that bad, to be honest. It doesn't even look that bad. $3 million a market cap. It's not too bad. Such a low market cap. The exchanges are awful, obviously. But it's actually not too bad. Just lay it bottom out. Just lay it bottom out, and you know it's not a bad project, VMid, not at all. Yeah, not a single mod, but that's annoying. That is. Allows you to token EVM and non-EVM. That's actually a good use case. That is. That's I think layer one could do okay. Do they have a working product, G Heaven? If they have a working product, it's not bad. Gee, what is your 5 type of? Oh yeah, so yeah, the top 5 tokens right now I would say is OORT. I don't think OORT has pumped too much. It's basically where it was before. If this goes back down and puts in a double bottom, that's completely fine. Like I said, if you look at any project since it's come out, since March, the chart all looks like this. All the charts look like this. It's not, no one cares about a chart. Any project since March has come down a decent amount. So I don't know why people are saying it's a concern the chart looks bad. Well, any project that launched since March come out this year, the chart looks like this. So to say one specific project looks bad where the others look good is just retarded. Yeah. I was confused there was something else. There's another project on Polka that's a gaming project. It starts with it has a very similar name to that. But the top 5 projects, to DCA on dips, obviously you don't want to DCA now when the market's up. OORT, Sensay, I'll make a top 5 RWA tier list. I think that's what I'll do. I'll make a top 5 RWA because there's a few projects that I don't want to release just yet, but I'll probably release in the next couple of days. But they are very good DCA opportunities. I'll talk about them separately, probably on tomorrow's live stream, if not Monday. But just DCA, the normal coins, you don't want to buy Tectum now, it's pumping. Tectum below $10 long term is very good. A lot of people was too scared to buy a 4.5, 5. Now that it's at 10, 9, 10, people don't want to FOMO in, but you probably missed the bottom for Tectum, I think. Unless we have a hard landing, it could come down there. But I think you've missed the bottom for Tectum. Don't miss the bottom for these projects. The ones that are not pumped yet, accumulate because they will pump at some point. Tech term, OORT, AI tech hasn't pumped too much. AGI's had a decent pump. OTK hasn't really pumped too much either. It's still below 10 million. Prop base has pumped too much. I would not be touching prop base now, but it will come down at some point. And when it does, prop base long term will do very well. Munity hasn't pumped too much, but I said don't make it more than 1%, 2% of your portfolio max. Everything else is, there's not much to DCA right now. If you got a little bit of USDT left over, 5%, 10%, 15%, keep it to the end of the year. That's what I would do. You'll get good buying opportunities across the board. It's very unlikely that you're going to miss the boat because these prices long term are still good. Like I said, I was happy to buy AI tech back at like 13, 14 cents. Now it's at 10. I'm not going to hesitate, be scared to buy now. I'll still buy. Still DCA here and there. Relio, if you can get it $1 and below, will do very well. The only one I just wouldn't buy now is Tectum because it's going higher. Tectum's going higher. AGI is going a bit higher. I wouldn't buy it now. Just look at the projects that hasn't pumped too much and just focus on those ones. Don't focus on the one that's already done well, pumped. You don't want to be buying green candles. You want to buy red candles. But it's the same projects, K Crypto, my friend. Same projects. I will slowly start releasing more projects. I can't be talking about the same projects over and over again. But the thing is, I don't like to have a big portfolio. The best thing to do is have a concise portfolio and just have more allocations in each project. You're going to find it very hard to navigate 20 projects, 30 projects in a bull run. Why? Because, on top of your long-term holds, you're going to be doing trades in between as well, of course. And also, it's going to be difficult for you to navigate trades, 20, 30 coins, and stay on top of everything. That's why you have to be very careful not to over-diversify. Because if you over-diversify and have minimum allocations in these projects, your portfolio is not going to perform that well. You want to buy the best projects in each narrative and just add to them. So your portfolio, your coin size is increasing rather than finishing one project and then, going on to the next one. It's pointless. Just keep adding to the best ones. I have a feeling AIT will rug. I feel sorry. AIT is awful, bro. I don't even know what retards are still shilling this shit. There was I put this in a not worth section and people were getting on to me, bro, this project is really good. This project is not good. This project has never been good. For the market cap, 27 million, why would you buy this shit? There's so many better projects than this shit. Mexi, Gate, Big Kit. Not even the best exchanges. They have a mint function. They can add more tokens anytime. They can do a bunch of different. There's no docs team behind these type of projects. And then when you have, disabling sales, mint function, transferring tokens around, this is a big sign of a rug pull. And I do genuinely feel sorry for the people that's genuinely buying this shit continuously. It's actually crazy. People still talk about Atlas Navi. Why do I need to talk about Atlas Navi? Atlas Navi is decent, right, bro. There's like 5 different versions of this, bro. Atlas Navi. Atlas Navi is ass, bro. It's too old. It's already ran. I think Natix will probably be a better investment than this. $19 million in market cap. Look at the volume, bro. The volume is awful. 176K. Decent exchanges. I like the exchanges. Are decent. Qcoin, big, very good exchanges. But this as a project, long term, if you got in here and sold here, that's a cool 40x. That is worth. But buying at 12 cents now, this ain't going to give you more than a 10 to 20x, bro. It's not really worth. There's better projects than this. This will have his run again. But as time goes on, because this is one of the oldest ones, there's going to be the newer ones outperforming these ones, the old ones. For example, Natix. Natix is a brand new one in the same niche. I think that will outperform this. I think gaming is 100% more retail dependent, of course. That's why if you look at gaming across the board, it's been taking the biggest hit. in across all different narratives. Gaming and most gaming projects are down 90% since their all-time highs. Why was that? Because there's no retail in crypto. So when there was no retail, who's buying these gaming projects? Gaming is very, very related to correlated to to retail. Gaming is gaming and memes. You can't trust the polls; they are bullshit, especially since they indicate Hillary as the clear winner, and she lost. Yeah, that's also there. She lost the show, bro. But then all the media was saying that she won. So it's a lot of manipulation, bro. Oh, mods, where's Ross, bro? Ross normally awake at these times. He's lacking today. PNG can do okay, yes. PNG can do okay, but look, AVAX will do okay. I would rather buy a Dex on Su than AVAX. That's what I would do. G Kojo is actually on Cosmos. Yeah, it is, bro. But there's another. Let me see if I can find what I'm talking about. Kuj. Cool. There's a gaming project. I don't know if you guys can find it. There's a gaming project. Whoever can find it, you're a G. But there is a gaming project on Polkadot. It has a very similar name to Kuljora, bro. And I forgot what the name was. Yeah, I don't know. I'm bugging out. Maybe I'm bugging out. Appreciate you, new guy. How you doing, brother? What volume is not usually healthy for coin? It all depends on the market cap. So, if you have a project, for example, like Atlas Navi, which is $20 million in market cap, if the you have to look at the percentage. 1% is not really that healthy, is it? If you look at it on here, it tell you how much percentage it is. So if you go on Atlas Navi, fuck, not this. If you look at Atlas Navi, it's 1% of the market cap, 1.5%. That's not really healthy. That's why you have to think when the volume's low, it's not always bad, but then there's not a lot of interest. And for 20 million, the market cap's 20 million. I think there's way better projects. That's why I think. Jamie, how you doing, brother? It's good to see you. Megatron will rip pre-election. I think if he wins, I think before the election, I think some memes will start pumping again. I do think that. Right now, people are a little bit more focused on utility rather than memes. But I think memes can make a comeback, when the market gets a bit more boring. It doesn't always mean a bad thing if a project did not pump during the last pump. Like I said, some projects are just not known as other ones. But this Heart project has been around for a long time, bro. So if he hasn't pumped, just think of it as a dead project. But it has pumped. It went from 0.7 to 0. We almost done like a 2x. So he has pumped in a recent pump. But this is too old. I don't really like human AI. This is very old. I remember this. I think I might have traded this, but would I buy this now? Most definitely not. This has just been consolidating more or less for the longest. MK team are broke. That's what I was thinking as well. Am I still fading HGPT? What the fuck is that? HGPT. HyperGPT. Is this the AI coin? It's done a good pump. Am I fading this? I'm not fading this. Project is just not worth the investment for me. Oh, this project. It's not too bad. HyperGPT is actually not too bad. I was gonna buy into this before the AI pump last year, but then it was this AIT, AGI, and AI tech. It was between those two, and I went with the other two, and that played out way better for me, anyways. This one's actually not too bad. I just wouldn't buy it. There's just not enough hype factor behind this more. Mexi, Big Get, decent exchanges, not the worst. They just need some KuCoin or something, but this I would buy all over this 100%. I would buy all over this, bro. You just look at the dilution, right? Let's look. Let's just think logically, right? At the heights, this was $36 million in market cap at the heights. So he barely did the fucking pump. He barely pumped. And then currently is sitting at $18 million in market cap. That's a 2x away from his all-time highs. There's way better projects than this, my friend. If you look at price-wise, though, it's like 3.5x, 3x away, just over 3x. But then if you look at a market cap, because dilution comes into play, it's only a 2x away from his all-time highs. And for this to go to do a 10, 20, it's very unlikely, bro. First of all, I don't even think this project has the funding. If you're going to be on BNB, at least be rich, bro. These projects is not rich. If you're going to be on BNB, be something like AI Tech AGI, which can pay for multiple tier 1 listings. This can't pay for that. But they're still active. It seems like they're still working. It will perform. It will definitely do well. But look, you can't buy every single project, my friend. You can't buy every single project. So I would only buy the best one. And because OORT hasn't experienced the bull run, neither has Sensay, they're just going to outperform these projects. Why? Because, if you look at OORT, you got Dow Technologies, you got Lenovo, you got Tencent Cloud, you got BNB. They just, I told them to update their website, have Google and Microsoft on there because they're backed by Google and Microsoft as well. Microsoft has actually given them 2 grants now. So, that's a big factor in itself. And as the data hub goes live, they're going to have more and more people on board, more customers. So as time goes on, OORT will only get bigger. And because they're burning and they have a hyper deflationary tokenomics, it's only going to get increased in price. The more they burn, and their goal is to burn 30% of the supply. And if you look at, now they've locked up 800 million tokens, which is like 40% of the supply. So the dilution is bare minimum anyways. Even though this doesn't have that bad dilution, I haven't looked at the investor schedule, but it can't be more than 2x. But you have to think this already experienced the run already. So, for this to do anything crazy from this point on is very unlikely because if you look at it, the market cap down here was 1 to 2 million. So 1 to 2 million and it went on to do 30 million. That's a good amount of X, 15x gains, 20x gains. But now the market cap has increased significantly and back to his all-time highs is only a 2x away. What about XAI? XAI, it's not too bad. I don't think it's too bad at all. Isn't this a gaming project? Oh my, tripping. I'm pretty sure this is a gaming project. This will run, but look, this would have only been worth if you had the nodes. If you had the nodes for this would have done very well. The website looks very good. There's just the market cap's too high, bro. This was like $10-20 million in market cap. I would have already bought this. But these guys are still going to do well, though, I think. The nodes are very profitable. If you go into the nodes, you're done very well. The whole community will be in Dubai, T-Fed, and I'll see you there as well, brother. Chris, I appreciate you for the 11 euros, buddy. Have a great weekend as well. You have a great weekend as well, Chris. I know you're always on holiday somewhere. You're always on holiday somewhere, bro. Every other week I talk to you, you're on holiday. But enjoy yourself. I appreciate you, Chris, man. Fake AI did fairly well during the last pump. Trade materials. Yeah, that's a unique use case, trading materials. People like that stuff. Deepfake AI is actually not too bad. But you have to look at the market cap as well, my friend. So it went to 40 million. So that's like 12, 5x away, let's say. 5x away. But the deepfake AI is not too bad. It's actually not too bad. I wouldn't be mad if people held this. I wouldn't be mad if people held HyperGPT as well. This is like it's weird because the voice impressions on this is actually not too bad. But there's another version of this, a thing called Ink AI. There's another version of called Ink AI. There's too many LLMs, like basic LLM stuff. Did you see AI Tech being the most viewed on CoinMarketCap? Yes, I did actually. They're doing good work. They think it's going live very soon. The AI marketplace. Once the GPU, once the data centers done, AI tech will do very well. Your coin gets shield states, balance, modify, plus min function. Do you not see homework to tell your viewers? What are you on about? AGI has a min function. Well, this is how people are just stupid, bro, because they don't even understand why something has a min function. Why? Because this is cross chain, my friend. Any project that's on two different chains, they have a min function. So when you have, for example, a project that's on the BNB chain and is on the Ethereum chain, you have to have a min function. That's just how it works, my friend. So of course I've done my research. I've already made it very clear, this type of stuff. If you're on one chain, like AIT is on one chain, so why does it have a min function? Because you don't understand crypto and you don't understand min function and why people need min functions. There's some benefits to min functions. It's only weird when you're only on one chain, and this is only on Ethereum. So there's no reason for this to have a min function. But then AGI has a min function, just like any project that's on two different chains will have a min function. Is you have to have a min function when you're on two different chains, because this is on BNB and Ethereum. That's why it has a min function, my friend. So I don't know which contract you're looking at. This is the problem with people. They look at a chain, like, for example, they look at the BNB chain and they'll say, oh, there's a few problems with it. But AGI has been around for a very long time, my friend. It hasn't rugged. It's doing very well. More and more people are starting to think it. But you have to look at the real contract, which is the BNB chain. You can't look at the Ethereum chain because that's a brand new chain they added. Let's see if there's any problems with Ethereum, with AGI. Min function, yep. As I explained to you, min function. Why does it have a min function? Because it's cross chain. When you're on two different chains, you have to have a min function. Owner can afford to balance tokens on other address, which means, and hidden owner. There's no hidden owner, bro. The hidden owner, everyone's on the AGI team is fully doxed. So when it says hidden owner, what does that even mean? Address for contract, hidden owner. Developer can still manipulate contract when ownership has been abandoned. Owner can change balance. The contract owner has authority to modify balance tokens of address, which may result in loss of assets. I don't even think that's anything to be really concerned about. I've never even heard of these ones here about. But the min function one is because it's on two different chains, my friend. There's no blacklist, there's no whitelist. The main things you should be concerned about is if it's on two different chains. Number one is because if it's on two different chains, you can't have a min function. You have to have a min function. If it's only on one chain, it has a min function. That's a red flag. Have I ever talked to Sepro? Yes, I've talked to Sepro. I actually do the live stream with Sepro. Why? I'm okay with Sepro. I don't have no beef with Sepro at all. I'm cool with him. See, Sense, how you doing, brother? Brit, how you doing, bro? It's good to see you. Balance modified plus min function. Balance modify. What the fuck does balance modify? I don't even know what that means. Let's see if it's on the same thing when they're on the Ethereum chain. Yeah, see what I'm saying? Look, there's no issues on the Ethereum chain, is there? Zero issues. So this is why you have to be careful. Don't just look at one of the chains. Look at both of them. No issues at all on this chain. But because it's on two different chains, one chain will probably have an issue, the other one will not. Or the token holders seem to be in small contracts. You have to check if, let's say you can potentially modify, let's say you can modify something, right? But you have to look if you know, the everything's in the smart contract, the top wallets. Because if they're in small contracts, they can't do what they say they can, or what this tells you they can. This is why having the top wallets and small contracts is very important. So yeah, the Ethereum chain doesn't have a problem, but the other chain, the BNB chain, has a min function because it's on 2 different chains. Thoughts on Alexa? I'm going to wrap up this live stream in the next 5 minutes, my friend. I'll do some more coin reviews next live stream, my friend. I think I've done too much already. Yes, Palm Eat. Good to see your channel getting recognition. Is there any thoughts on Xverse low mark? I'm aware of Xverse. I think it can do okay. I think the market cap's very low. There's going to be probably a few influencers talking about it as well. I think it's not too bad. The vesting is quite heavy in the sense where the tokens are held majority by early investors. That is one concern. However, because it's so low in market cap, I think it can pump for sure. Alt was acquired Cisco, a US company with a 13 billion stock value, just that they haven't done marketing, but it will come. There's so many different companies. There's that Cisco. There's the one in what's the other one called? The one I was talking about. They made a video on it. There's different type of projects. They have big companies. There's one that's worth billions as well. And there's Cisco and there's another one as well. So they're getting big partnerships across the board. Once they start marketing, people start catching on the quality of the token, it will only pick up. HTX pumped heavy today. At what level would you come down? Look, I told you guys to buy HTX if you was in a private group. This was part of my DGen portfolio. What the fuck? Damn, this is on parabolic gains. I think this is up like 5x for me now. Well, not for me. I didn't buy it, but the people who bought in the VIP group, in terms of, this is the only problem. It does have a min function. This is why it was in the DGen portfolio. You know, if you're on one chain only, like I said, Ethereum, and no other chains, you shouldn't have a min function. It's a bit of a red flag. But I wouldn't buy into it now, my friend. It's 2 million market cap. It's still very low. But I think I gave this when it was like 600-700K market cap. But this was one that I gave in a VIP group as part of my DGen portfolio. And I gave it basically somewhere at the bottom around here when it was basically dead. Yeah, around here. Since then, I think it's done like a 4 or 5x. I wouldn't touch it now though. Like, you can probably buy it when it has a cool off. I wouldn't buy it now in this big green candle. I mean, Gran Canaria now. Of course you are, bro. I'm not surprised. Oh, Kurara. Okay. Yeah, that's maybe the one. I think it was on Polkadot or Kusuma. I think it was Kusuma. Yeah, you're right. It's the gaming project. Probably that one. I made sure no someone fixed the website. I knew you hated the old website. Have they fixed it? Because I do like NAS. I think NAS can do fairly well. Oh, they have fixed it. It looks much better now, to be fair. Much better now. But Solana will do well because it's on a very bullish chain. What's my thoughts on StateX? I like StateX, James. I'm just waiting for it to come out. I'm waiting for that to come out. Skillers, how you doing, brother? It's good to see you. Appreciate you, buddy. South Africa's a nice place, my friend. I think we can wrap up this live stream here, I think we can. You missed the stream, Skillers. Yeah, you did. Just watch it back. Cool guy, how you doing, bro? It's good to see you. I'll answer this last question, then I'm going to be wrapping this up. 1 hour, 40 minutes, 1 hour, 1.5 hours, I think is more than enough for a live stream. And I appreciate all you guys that came down. I don't know if you hit 100 likes or not, but it would be very good if it did. A new guy, I don't really like Virtual. I don't really like Virtual. I think Virtual got pumped by Crypto Galaxy, and I don't know what he's doing now. Is he still doing okay? This is like a massive pumping up. Virtual's protocol, I'm pretty sure it was this. Yeah, he had this massive green candle and then just dumped. Was this? Maybe this was another project. Could be. It looks like it is. I heard the actual game is really bad quality. Is that for which project is that, Ben? G-Man, which project did you say? Let's have a look. I heard channels getting recognition. Oh, Xverse. Yeah, Xverse game does look pretty shit, to be honest. I don't think much people even actually play the game. That's the thing. It's very unlikely. Like this is, you have to think, right? A project where most people play the game and the earning mechanism is good. That project will probably outperform, a project where it has the best graphics in the world, but no one's playing it. You could have a shit project with very bad quality, but everyone's playing it and everyone's earning. That project will outperform a project that has AAA quality, but no one's playing it. That's how it is. So when it comes to gaming, yeah, it is good for the algorithms. Cool guy, exactly. That helps. The likes help a lot for the algorithms, but the most important thing for gaming is the earning aspect. Why? Because you have to think logically, right? If people wanted quality only, let's say they wanted good games, they'll just go and play Web 2 games. Now, why does Web 3 games, be has an advantage of Web 2 is because they can play and earn money. Obviously, ideally, you'd want to have a AAA style game that can give you good earnings, of course. But then, for crypto projects, the AAA games take years to build, 5 years, 6 years to develop. So, when these group gaming projects come out and they start claiming they can do AAA and they're only in beta version or they don't even have a game out, you have to think it's just a concept because the actual game will take years to develop. So it might not be this bull run, it'll be the next bull run. For example, look at all the metaverse tokens. Only out all of them, I think it was Illuvium that just got their game out recently. That's it. So, just look at the earning aspect is the most important. Sue has a handheld console release. That's bullish, that is. It's very bullish. It's bullish for gaming. And I think Solana has one as well. Solana's one looks like a GameCube, one of those old GameCubes. Jobin, you're a little bit late, buddy. Off the Grid and Carrot are going. What's that game called, man? My Pet Hooligan is going on PC and PlayStation. That's solid, that is. That is solid. That's why I say Carrot will do very well. I've always said Carrot will do very well. It's just getting it at the right price. Sue, the next Solana, I think Sue can do very well. I think not only is it going to do well because everyone is going to talk about it, I think it will do well because it's actually a good chain. And I think the TVR will continue to go higher. And I think Sue and C can do very well in this bull run. 1x app, okay. That's solid, that is. Price prediction for C, I think it will do 10x. I think C will do a cool 10x. You bought at 0.80. That's 80 cents is very good, Ben. I think it's probably sitting almost $2 now, isn't it? Probably a bit lower. Yeah, just under $2. But just look at the dilute. It has unlock coming up, but the unlocks are just crazy, man. I haven't looked at the vested schedule. I'm not. I don't really look. Rather buying the actual chain, buy something on the ecosystem as well. That'll probably be better. Celestia is pretty good. I think a lot of chains utilize Celestia. That's why it will do well. Will it give me 20x? Very unlikely, bro. At 20x, we'll probably put this at almost $100 billion in market cap. It is possible, but I don't know. It's hard to tell because some people are expecting. Look, the only one chain can do a Solana. So some people are saying Casper can do it. Some people are claiming this could do it. It's going to be hard to tell. Well, let me think. You got it at 1. So for you to go to 20x, you will need $20. That'll be a 10x from this current point on. I think it's possible, yes. I think for you, a 20x is possible, cool guy. Because if it does a 10x from here, which you put it at just under 50 billion, which is possible. You know, that would be a 10x, but for you, it will be a 20x. Yeah, that's the problem. The vesting for Celestia kills it. It does kill it, bro. I think Celestia has very good utility, very good tech. People utilize it. I think a lot of chains utilize Celestia. Just the vesting's too harsh. It's one of those projects you rather use than, you know, people like to use rather than hold. Yes, CTES. Didn't CTES rug though? I'm sure, didn't this rug? Oh, that's another one. That's another seat. That's a layer one chain. Something like this, or you can hold XX swap. This one's not too bad. Is it XXSP or something? Oh, SS swap. SU swap. You can buy this one, 6 million only. You know, this can probably give you more returns. Or you could buy the other one, SUI pad. Any of these ones will give you decent returns. Why? Because they're a lot lower in market cap. This one's 9 million. That one's 6 million. And then by that time, there'll probably be more gaming projects. There's one gaming project as well. I forgot what it was called, but someone sent it to me. Just look at the SU ecosystem. If you catch something that's really good, just buy it. I think it will do well. Coins built on C will do well, 100%, my friend. I agree with you. I think anything on C, SUI, and C can do very well. I think anything on Injective will do well. I don't think there's many chains on Injective because you got to think Injective is already built on Cosmos. But the thing is, Injective has already run significantly. It's a layer one for finance and people like that. There's going to be probably one more chain emerging. I don't know which one it's going to be. It could be ZK Sync. It could be some of these other ones. It's hard to say. Layer ones always does well in crypto because people use them. People like layer ones. People utilize them. Layer ones are just needed in crypto, in my opinion. But I made it very clear for you guys. Just if a project has a mint function, just this is like a little bit of alpha for you guys to understand yourself. If a project has mint function and it's only on one chain, then that is a red flag. If a project is on two chains like BNB Ethereum, they need to have a mint function. Yeah, they have to have it, otherwise it won't work. So, you know, that's just a little bit of knowledge for you guys. Lithium could also do well, yes. Lithium will do well. Lithium will do well. What other layer ones are there? Tecton will do very well. I think Tecton will outperform the majority. But thank you guys for coming down today. I probably will be live tomorrow. If I have nothing to do, I'll be live tomorrow. We can talk about further developments in the market, just to go over Bitcoin slowly coming down again. All coins are heading down. You know, Tecton is holding up very well. Zelex is not too bad as well, Minato, actually. You also hyped like me how everything will look in 3 months. Of course, my friend, it's gonna be hard to dictate which way it's gonna go. It's gonna depend on how Bitcoin moves in the next couple of weeks. We can see which way it's gonna move. I can tell you guys dominance will go to 60%. That's my base case. That's been my base case for a very long time. Why? Because it's quite simple, right? Bitcoin has never experienced a business cycle. A business cycle generally takes a very long time to play out. Sometimes it could take even longer. You know, it could take even longer now. We could take into next year for all we know. It's hard to say. At the end of the business cycle, we have to find out which landing we have. Whether it's a hard landing, a soft landing, we don't know yet. We normally find out after the third rate cut. That's how it works. So until that happens, we won't know if the market is going to crash, mega crash, or just go up. That's how it is. But, you know, we'll have to see how the war how the war plays out. That's going to be a big factor. Unemployment's looking good at the moment, but then it's only a matter of time, you know, before they potentially revise the numbers. So it's hard to say. You know, we are in an election next month, and what tends to happen is, because of the uncertainty of who wins, there could be a lot of maybe we'll just consolidate this month, maybe. And then if Trump wins, the Democrats will start manipulating the data again because they're still going to be in office till 2025. Trump will come in office in 2025, not this year. So till then, they probably fuck up the economy and leave it in the sand. That's what they do. They don't give a fuck. they've made their money in the time they're in office. These guys make millions while they're in office, laundering money, getting a bunch of money from APAC and all these other, what are they called? Groups, lobby groups. I'll be bro, them fucking bots just that. I was thinking, but I was scrolling down. I was like, "There's no way we have this many messages. There's no way." Billions. Yeah, I'll stream tomorrow as well, workaholic. I'll stream tomorrow. All right, boys, I'm gonna wrap this up now. I'm gonna go get some food and stuff. Thank you guys for coming down today. Drop a like if you haven't already done so. I will be live tomorrow. Have a lovely rest of the day, whether it's morning, afternoon, night time for you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream, and I will see you guys tomorrow. The fuck?